I am on Mount Etna, Europe's highest and most active volcano. It last erupted on the 15th of August, almost a month after its previous eruption. Mount Etna also happens to be one of the world's most closely monitored and studied volcanoes. To find out how this is done, I'll be visiting the National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology in Catania in Sicily. Joining me now is Marco Aliotta of INGV. Thank you, Marco, for your time. How is Mount Etna monitored?
Mount Etna is continuously monitored using different and advanced techniques. We use a monitoring system that is multi-parametric and interdisciplinary, added in clouds. A seismic monitoring with a network of seismic stations that records earthquakes and tremors around the volcano. Changing this time of activity can indicate the movement of magma beneath the surface and can serve as a precursor for eruptive activity. We use also the geodetic monitoring using GPS station and other instruments such as strain meters and tilt meters. We measure the ground deformation such as uplift and subsidence, and this difference can denote the movement of magma or the arrival of new magma in the plumbing system of the volcano. We measure also the temperatures and compositions of the gases emitted by Etna, such as sulfur dioxide, SO2, and carbon dioxide, CO2. The increases of this percentage can denote the magma movement or the arrival of new magma that are crucial in the studying of the volcanic behavior in a volcano like Etna. We use thermal images and remote sensing. So we use thermal cameras and we use satellite imagery to detect change in the surface temperature of the volcano and to identify new lava flows or hot spots that may not be visible from the ground. So recently we started to use drones as well in order to obtain high detail and real-time imagery from the summit areas that are very dangerous and difficult places to reach from a ground observation. So all these methods are integrated into a real-time monitoring system that is accessible from our surveillance room, which operates 24/7 and is staffed by shift workers together with a team of on-call experts in various disciplines of volcanology. And this real-time monitoring system can provide crucial data to the scientists to better assess the volcano's status and rapidly issue alerts to the public, civil protection or other specific institutions.
What are we seeing here in the surveillance room?
In the surveillance room, you can see real-time signals coming from our different network stations. We have seismic signals, we have ground deformation signals, we have seismic tremor signals, images coming from thermal image, visible image from radar, and other tools or algorithms that help us to detect what is going on Etna.
Can you give us an example of when such an event occurs? What do you see on these screens?
In a typical scenario of a new lava fountain approaching, we typically observe a rapid and dramatic increase of the seismic tremor levels of the Etna. And we can detect a new lava fountain approaching also with the new integrated system that we developed. It's an automatic system that can detect if some parameters exceed a certain threshold, and for a typical lava fountain episode, it can precede the event by about 30 minutes, and this time is crucial for the authorities to prepare for the risk management.
What have you found out about the geological characteristics of Mount Etna?
Mount Etna is one of the most complex and active volcanoes in the world. It is a stratovolcano, so it is formed by the successive layers of lava flows, volcanic ashes, a pyroclastic deposit that is formed over 100,000 years. Today, Etna has mainly four craters: the Voragine, Boccanuova, northeast crater, southeast crater. And today the highest points of Vulcano Etna is reached from the top of the Voragine crater that is reached the altitude of 3,369 meters. But this is a recent record because the previous highest points of Vulcano Etna was the top of the southeast crater that is 20 meters below the new record, and this was the highest points of Etna since the last 3 years. So the scenario on the summit area of Etna is rapidly changing, and it shows us how complex can be the volcano's landscape. About the typical eruptions events of Etna, there is a various range that covers from the mild strombolian activity to intense lava flows or lava fountains. And the eruptive events can occur every few months, but the very intense events that are less frequent but can last for weeks or even months. The type of lava from the Etna is predominantly basaltic, so is relatively fluid, so even lava from the summit crater can travel for long distance, posing an hazard to nearby village or infrastructure.